Happy Monday, everyone. Bear with me. I'm still dealing with the flu symptoms. So yeah, it's completely destroyed my body. So if I'm just not sounding that enthusiastic, it's not because I am upset. It is not because I am mad. It is not because I am depressed. It's because my body has been just absolutely ravaged by the good old FLU. FLU. Take the L out. You go like the FU. Like the flu is like an FU to the body. Shout out John Cena. Why did they start calling his finisher the attitude adjustment too? That's so stupid. I can't believe they did that. Damn PG era. Anyways, hopefully you guys have enjoyed your Monday. Today, New Hampshire, NASCAR, New Hampshire in the summer. We have New Hampshire, we have Pocono. For some reason, I thought this race this weekend was Michigan. I don't know why. Like, literally for a solid week, I thought it was Michigan. Even in videos, I said it was Michigan. I don't know why. But, you know, you have the summer months, the summer races. And so you have New Hampshire, you have Pocono, you have Michigan all coming up. Daytona's coming up as well. And usually this part of the season is not usually my favorite. I don't really like the majority of these tracks, like New Hampshire and Pocono and Michigan. But, you know, I try to give it an open eye. And today, the first stage and a half went about as I expected. I thought it was boring. If you guys don't agree with that, okay. I mean, I got criticized on Twitter for it. Don't really care. I thought it was boring, so that was my opinion. The second half of the second stage and the final stage was much better. So that's when strategy got in play. I think when Eric Jones ended up spinning, that's what implemented a good amount of strategy because there was only about 20 laps left in stage 2. So then strategy really came into play that led into the final stage. And at that point, I was actually having a good amount of fun with the race. And also Truex was getting challenged a lot more from the likes of Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, and Kyle Larson was storming up through the field. And so I started to enjoy it a little bit more. I think the first stage and the first half of the second stage, the guys that could compete with Truex, they shot themselves in the foot. Christopher Bell's pit crew just let him down on multiple occasions. And Tyler Reddick had a speeding penalty, and I thought those two guys maybe could compete. The Toyotas are very, very fast, so I thought those guys were going to be able to compete with Truex. But once they were in the back of the pack, it was really just Truex running up there and doing his own thing. There were good battles throughout the midfield. I do agree with that, but I was just, maybe it's the flu talking, but I was just not having that great of a time with the race just because it's New Hampshire. You know, it is what it is. It's a certain type of track. Driving it, I think, is fun, but watching it has always been a little bit of a different story. I've said that about New Hampshire on multiple occasions. I've said it about Richmond on multiple occasions. I love Richmond as a racetrack, but watching a Richmond race is usually a little bit of a chore. And I think New Hampshire is usually the same way. Second half of this race was definitely a lot better. So I thought it was like a normal. It was better than expected. It was better to me. The second half of that race made it better than expected. With the strategy and with some good battles up front, some good battles in midfield, the normal wrecking, some cautions and stuff like that. And so it led to some question marks, you know. But you know, with with the leader being able to get such a good jump start every single time, both in Xfinity and in Cup, it's just the track, you know, just the inside lane doesn't go. It even makes the restarts not feel as intense because, you know, the leader is always going to come out in front. Now, usually it should be that way most of the time because it's kind of unfair to make the leader, have his position be threatened so frequently on double file restarts. That was a debate, by the way, if you don't remember, when double file restarts were introduced way back in, are we talking 2008 is when that was introduced? I'm not entirely sure, but way back then, there was a massive debate amongst NASCAR fans, like, is it fair for the leader to have to be put on a double file restart every single time? And now you hear me like saying like, man, he gets a jump start every single time. It's kind of stupid. It's ridiculous. Anyways, but yeah, I thought it was a solid, 7 out of 10. Meh. It was like, yeah, we go on to Pocono. Pocono's going to be, yeah, it is what it is. And then Michigan is going to be like, But, I don't know. That's just, it is what it is. Well, I do want to talk about a little bit more. I'll get to this in a second, is the playoff standings, because that's something I want to talk about that I've not talked about at all in the race reviews, because I just don't really care much about the point standings and the playoff standings, because everything comes down to the playoffs. So I wait until you get to the point where it starts getting into crunch time, And I think now with only a handful of races left before the playoffs, I think now would be a good time to look at those playoff standings. Before we do that, let's just go real quick through the race results. Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski round out your top five. A lot of those guys had really solid days. Kevin Harvick had to, he didn't have a lot of track position throughout the day, but he was able to make some passes, and he was pretty quick. Logano ran one of his best races of the season. Again, that team have not really been clicking this season. Kyle Larson didn't seem like really any Chevy, any Hendrick car, other than maybe William Byron early in the race, but it didn't seem like they would be able to compete. Oh God, this flu is killing me. I can't even function. It didn't even look like that they could compete, but Larson actually looked, before the flurry of cautions at the end, he looked like he was the fastest car on the track. So that was going to be interesting to see if he could ever get the second, but he never did. Brad Keselowski ran really well all day, and that RFK team is really improving. So, again, shout out to Keselowski for going in there and sacrificing his chance at championships to improve that team, and he's starting to get the benefits of it. Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, 3 Toyotas. They're in 6th, 7th, and 8th. Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe in 9th and 10th. You don't see Christopher Bell here. Christopher Bell, in my opinion, was the second fastest car in the race, but once he lost his track position in stage 1, never got it back, and then he ended up crashing late in the race as well, just trying to fight for like a top 5 position. So kind of sucks for Bell. He ended up finishing in 29th, but he was the second fastest car in the race in my humble opinion. I might be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if I am wrong. Eric Jones in 11th, Chase Elliott in 12th, McDowell, Bowman, Buescher round of the top 15. And I don't really have much more to say. I want to go to the playoff standings because this is where it gets important. So I'm going to pull that up on the screen right now while I pull it up on my phone because I took the picture from NBC. So if you look at it, we'll talk about the top, like the top later, because we know that's coming. The playoff points and everything. No one has a ridiculous amount of playoff points like in previous years where you could just guarantee them making the Final Four. So everyone's kind of no one's guaranteed. Everyone's at risk. That's why I'm gonna leave the top alone for now. I'm looking like right underneath the RFK cars. Again, really big shout out to Roush. What did I say? Roush Fenway Keselowski. Yes. Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing. RFK. Yeah. Yes. I don't know. My mind is messed up. But Keselowski and Buescher have been doing extremely well. As long as certain guys don't win, then they will be in. But it's very possible the guys that are not in there. Bubba Wallace, 2 points ahead. Michael McDowell on the bubble, 1 point ahead. Daniel Suarez, 1 point behind. This is very, very close. AJ Allmendinger in 18th, 20 points. Ty Gibbs, 41. Alex Bowman, 42. Now remember, Bowman missed races. Elliott in 23rd. I think he's somewhere around 60 points back, maybe more. He also obviously missed races. So if Bowman and Elliott don't miss races, they go up, right? That puts Bubba Wallace down, McDowell down, but that's not the case. It is what it is. And with the speed that I'm seeing from the Hendrick cars, the speed I'm seeing from Elliott and from Bowman, I don't have a lot of faith in them in winning a race. Now, it's very possible. I would never, say never, but I'm starting to doubt. I thought Elliott would win a race by now. I think I said that in a race review a few months ago. I was like, I'm not worried about Elliott. He'll win a race, blah, blah, blah. But that team has really disappointed me. Now, as most of you guys know, I don't rate Alex Bowman as highly as the other Hendrick drivers. I just don't think he has the consistency or the raw speed as the other ones. But, he could still definitely win, but it's not, not a foregone conclusion. I look at those names, honestly, and I don't really see a race win coming from any of them. Ty Gibbs, no, just he's a rookie. And Allmendinger, no. Suarez, no. McDowell, again, very impressive just for Michael McDowell to be in this conversation. He's been doing extremely well. But winning a race, I don't see it. Bubba Wallace, maybe. But at the moment, no, I still don't see it. So I see this more as a points battle with the X factor of can Chase Elliott win a race. If you had to go through those guys, Chase Elliott's the most likely one to win a race. He's a legit champion. He's, in the 9 car, Hendrick Motorsports, superstar. Hasn't really shown it this season, but, he you would assume that he would be the most likely. And then after that would probably be Alex Bowman, or even Bubba Wallace. But I don't see them as all being super likely to win, especially with the form that Truex is on, that, William Byron has shown this season. The Penske guys are showing up now. Ryan Blaney, good run. Logano, good run. They're showing up a little bit more. I know Ryan Blaney didn't finish in the top, in the top positions there, but that's because he had a little bit issue late on in the race. In the final pit stop, he had a running over equipment penalty. He was second, ran over the equipment. That was that. So, pit crew mistakes definitely made a massive deal in the race today. But if you had a gun to my head and I had to pick between like below the RFK guys of Keselowski and Buescher, if I had to pick two guys out of Bubba Wallace, Michael McDowell, Daniel Suarez, Adrian Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, and Chase Elliott, I would have to pick at the current moment Bubba Wallace and Chase Elliott. I can't find myself to say I can completely write Elliott off that he can't win a race, because I think he can. I just don't know where it's going to come from, because I don't think that team has shown any sort of speed whatsoever. But let's see. Do you guys think I'm wrong? If I had to pick, that those would be my two guys, Bubba Wallace and Chase Elliott. If I wanted to go with like a little safer bet, I'd probably go Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez. But again, I'm not entirely sure, man. It's tough. This playoff battle, the bubble battle, is actually going to be really good this year. I'm very excited for it because there's so many guys that still haven't won. And so it's going to be very close for the points battle there. And then when you go to the top of the points, you have William Byron and Martin Truex Jr., who are looking like championship favorites right now. I still have William Byron as my championship favorite over Truex at the moment. I wouldn't count out Kyle Larson. I wouldn't count out even Kyle Busch. I wouldn't count out someone like Ryan Blaney. Because I think if Ryan Blaney or Joey Logano gain momentum, then I think that they're going to do extremely well in the playoffs. But at the current moment, William Byron would be my favorite. Truex would be second. But again, it's all about making the Final Four. So as long as you make the Final Four, you have a chance. And then the playoff battle is going to be really interesting. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I apologize for not being able to give you guys a lot of energy or anything. If you've seen cuts in this video, it's because I'm either coughing or completely out of energy like this. It's taken a lot out of me. I'm not, guys. This is day 6, I think, that I've had the flu, and it's still not gone, and it sucks, and I would not wish this on anyone. Yeah, it is what it is. But I hopefully will be able to make more content for you guys tomorrow, be back to normal. I just need to get this cough under control and some of the stuff under control a little bit. What do you think about the race? Do you think I'm being too harsh? I give it like a 7 out of 10. It's one of these tracks. New Hampshire, if I was driving it, I would enjoy it. But as watching it, I never have really enjoyed New Hampshire. Very similar to how I think of Richmond. So I thought it was like an okay race, solid 7 out of 10. Am I being too harsh? What do you guys think about that? Congratulations to Martin Truex Jr. on the win. Very dominant. And by the way, he didn't win a boring race. So that's the one thing I'm proud of. I thought Truex only wins boring races. This one wasn't boring. Even though I'm yawning and I make it sound like it's not because it's boring. It's because I'm dying. I'm genuinely dying right now, okay? Lord have mercy. I hate the flu. God. Okay. Oh, no, that made it worse. Why did I do that? Why did I do that, guys? Why? Why am I raising my voice? I'm such an idiot. I raise my voice. Who do I think I am? I think I'm 100% healthy? I'm not 100% healthy. I've been sick for half the year. I'm not very happy, guys. I'm going through it, okay? I'm going through it. I need to shave my facial hair. I haven't been able to shave this. Get off my face. All right. What do you think in the comments down below? This video has gone absolutely off the rails. Kind of like Christopher Bell heading into turns 3 and 4. Just completely off the rails. And Kyle Busch actually heading into the corner like 4 different occasions this weekend, like in practice and in qualifying and in the race. So, yeah. Hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to really try really hard to do that. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. Subscribe if you're new. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.